friends and I, we're from the San Fernando Valley, that flat stretch of land on the other side of the Hollywood Hills. But with actors, waiters, and wannabes who can't afford to live in Los Angeles.
Young Hustlers Club, I like it, I like it.
And we're gonna be out of the valley by the end of this summer.
Look, I have an idea.
Hey guys, I'm Jaren.
I'm Aron.
And this is our review on
We Are Your Friends.
Thursday social.
You want to come out on Thursday?
This is gonna be the best
The best night of
your life.
I'm DJing.
This party sucks. LA's dead. Can you play Drunken Love?
Absolutely not. We gotta get out of here.
Alright, what did we think about the movie?
It was a lot better than I expected. There was a lot of good moments. First time director Max Joseph, who was the co-host and cameraman and sympathy man in Catfish, the TV show, made his first writing directing debut. And I think he had a good vision. He had a good sense of direction. He knew what he was doing behind the camera. I just hope it delved a little bit more into the making of EDM and the mixing and the making of the tracks.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
A little more history of EDM maybe, but then again, it had that scene that was pretty. To me, it was pretty awesome. The one with the different BPMs and showing the different beats per minute of each genre of music: reggae, hip hop.
Oh, the scene where Zac Efron breaks down all the steps.
Yeah,
That was one of my favorite scenes.
And then they show everyone at the party, like CGI, CGI of course, with their effects of their heartbeat going faster and faster.
The biology and the graphics showing everyone's heartbeat and just how they react to their musics from getting out of their heads to their body and dancing.
That was a pretty good moment. I wish there was a little more backstory development of the group.
Yeah, because they did take their back seat on this movie, and I was like, wait,
Yeah.
I thought this movie was emphasizing more on the friends. But I mean, I wasn't completely bothered by it. They were in there a little more than I expected it while reading your review.
But I was just hoping that they'd just give a little more backstory to who they were, why they became that way.
True.
Especially Johnny Weston's character, because he's pretty much of an a-hole.
Yeah, he's come kind of a long way a little bit. I mean, he kind of made his mark with Project Almanac. He had a little bit of a role in Taken 3, and I guess this now. He's kind of on the rise.
And Zach only makes a little remark about his mom. I wish they delved into that a little bit more, because then that shows who he was growing up and why he lives with these friends. What happened to him?
Yeah, no, I was a little confused about their whole friendship and their living situation.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I wish we got a little more background on them. And I felt like even though the movie was trying to be more character basis than story basis, I feel like we didn't push to that full potential yet. Which movie theater you choose to go watch it, I really think that they should really amp up the volume. Because your review talked about actually being in the moment, being with the music, and I mean, I got some of that feeling during watching them dance throughout the movie and some of the songs presented in the movie, but it wasn't loud enough just to kind of I guess be.
Well, we're not going to name names of what theater.
Right. Right.
But the first time this is my second time watching it. The first time I watched it, it was actually a lot louder than what it was today. I guess because it was opening day for show. I guess. I don't know. Maybe some old lady's like, ooh, Zac Efron, he's so hot. I'm going to go watch his movie. And she's like, it's so loud. And then they turned it down. They never turned it up again. But it was a lot louder the first time.
But that's kind of a weird thing, too, is that I read an article saying that it's one of the worst Hollywood openings in a movie theater. And I was like, wait, wouldn't a lot of these girls be going to see Zac Efron in this kind of movie?
Because he is shirtless quite a lot.
Yeah.
Hi, howdy, hi.
You're James Reed, right?
You could call me Multiply.
Spin here regularly?
Yeah.
They pay you?
No.
What are you doing Saturday?
Anything less just... Just get the bird, or like an eagle.
You can make people dance, and that's half the battle.
I think Wes Bentley had the best lines in the movie.
I knew you were gonna go that way.
Yeah.
He pretty much stole a lot of the show.
I mean, even though he was like kind of a douchebag, you know, opposing to Zac Efron, he was kind of the inspiration that Zac Efron needed, and I thought that was pretty cool, especially like, you know, the results of just apologizing and just the humanity and chemistry they had.
He was borderline being a dick, but then yet he had some heart for Efron, and he was looking out for him.
And going back to that Vegas scene with Emily Ratajkowski, yeah, that whole scene where they're running around in Vegas, I kind of had that little nostalgia of young love kind of moment, and I really liked that scene.
It's okay, Jaren.
Shut up!
That was a nice moment between them two.
That was a nice moment.
Yeah, running around and then in the room, her dancing, and them dancing together, trying to get. Yeah, that was a nice moment.
But it wasn't just, you know, the sex. You know, it was that moment that they were having, you know, prior to that, you know, running around the city and all that kind of thing. I like that. It was a little spontaneous, especially with the music.
Disclaimer, Emily is not naked in the movie.
I know, man. They was teasing with that one scene when he was talking about the steps of music.
But go watch.
There was like that one frame where it was just like her
Go
body.
watch Gone Girl, though.
I have to say that the story didn't really escalate or really go anywhere.
Well, yeah, it wasn't anything new. It didn't break barriers.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
But
I mean,
I don't know why, but I wanted more scenes of at the very ending where you're starting to really see him start recording the sounds, and he's really listening to like real music, real sounds, and then he incorporates that into his whole, you know, track. I wish there was a little more of that, you know, in the movie.
but I think it built up to that because throughout the whole movie, he collected every sound. You know, that's why they showed flashbacks and stuff.
That's true.
So it kind of built up to it.
Sounds have soul. Build them from scratch. You're not going to get anywhere using the same old sounds that every other laptop DJ uses. Whenever you guys are ready to start making some real loot, you need to holler at me.
Going back to Wes Bentley, he's a very, very picky actor. Like, if you read stuff about him, he does not do movies unless something really calls to him. So he's very, 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 very picky. Like, seriously, he's like...
Well, I'm sorry, I don't mean to
But
pick on him, but Ghost Rider, if you see all the character choices he's made throughout other films, it's
his
like
best one
Ghost
being
Rider.
American Beauty, though.
I still have
He was
to see that.
amazing at that. But he stole the show in The Art of France. He was so good in it, seriously. Him and Johnny Weston were really good.
Yeah.
Zach wasn't too much of a stretch, really.
He was more of a stretch than he was in That Awkward Moment.
Yeah, that's true. I still think his best work is Charlie St. Cloud so far. And 17 again. He was actually... He handled comedy pretty well in that movie.
He could tackle an action movie
I don't know
project.
why he doesn't.
He will one day. That doesn't count Baywatch with The
Okay,
Rock
but he
coming
can't-
soon.
Yeah, but he can't be like Liam Neeson and wait till he's like 80 years old and then finally make an action movie. Because Liam Neeson's not really an action movie guy. And
Yeah.
only now he really started delving into action movies, so Zach can't do that.
Yeah.
He should, though. I don't know why
He'll
he
make
doesn't.
his mark. He'll make his mark. And you'll still be a fan.
Of course. Going back to the sound being a lot louder, that's true because it's a big part of the movie experience, especially being the whole EDM music.
Yeah.
And you got to feel the bass of the speakers and you. But
I mean, I felt my feet tapping, but I
Yeah.
wasn't feeling the bass, you know?
when I first saw it, like I said, it was louder. Kind of sucks he didn't get the full, Jaren here didn't get the full experience, but when I buy it on Blu-ray, we can do it in here. Boom.
I feel like there's a lot more quality stuff we could be doing.
We signed up for a lifetime in real estate.
You're not happy.
In your life, there are going to be things that finish you. There won't be a damn thing you can do about it.
I think I'm going back to work for that guy. You're out of your mind.
What happened to loyalty? Hey, you leave here, this ain't your crib anymore.
The soundtrack is actually really good, honestly. I'm not a fan of EDM music at all, but this movie had some really good tracks, and if you're able to download it, you should, and there's two really good standout songs in this movie, though.
You see they're coming out on vinyl?
I hope so. I don't know if they are, but I hope so. It would be appropriate. Oh, the animation scene. The animation scene was pretty amazing.
That was pretty cool.
Like, because Zach started tripping on acid, and like these paintings were coming to life, and everyone started turning into animation. And it was just like a super trippy. It was like a throwback to like the Beatles' Yellow Submarine type of cartoon. I don't think you've seen it, but it's got that old school animation, and it was really neat because a lot of filmmakers get the acid trip wrong, and I think the animation, the whole him dancing, and just being pretty inventive. His final grade.
I want to give it a C+, but I'm gonna go ahead with a B-. It's a good movie, but the story was a grade dropper for me. I was like, it builds good characters.
If Max Joseph slightly fixed up his screenplay a little bit, backstory, it would have been a real high. It would have been like stepped over the finish line. It's like right there. It's that kind of movie where it's right there, but something's holding it back, which is the development. I would have gave it probably an A-, but for me, I say B+.
Any successful artist, they have this moment where they stop being an admirer and they find their signature.
I think I have something.
I'm Jaren.
Aron.
This was your review on
We Are Your Friends. I love you, Zach.
This is the best part. The moment before it starts.
That's a lot of beating hearts out there. Think you can handle it?
What's up? I'm Cole Carter.
Zach started tripping on
PSP.
Is it? PCP?
PCP.
Like
PSP.
PSP. He was video gaming at the party.
All right. What do we think about the movie?
I'll take number one.